This
We'll be looking
conference
at
will
some data
now be
types,
recorded.
and we'll see why do we have this data type and when do we use this data type and all that stuff. So somebody already familiar with that? So I would say if they want to do some practice, they can stick around. Otherwise, it's up to them. I'm going to go back into this notebook. I'm going to explain it, try to explain it. Yes, I'll ask the team to do that once they have the session recording. So you might get it maybe up till the evening. So let's start. So before anybody have any questions, any doubt, you can ask. Now I would put it again. All of you have installed Anaconda, Jupyter on the system. Fire up the Jupyter, open the Jupyter notebook, create a new notebook, or you can start working with the notebook that you have created yesterday, because I'm going to use the same notebook that I have created yesterday. Okay. So yesterday we've learned about variable, right? We did some variable assignment. We assigned it a variable. So if I go back to the code that we did, so what are the variables in it? This is a variable that I have. This is again a variable. This is a variable. This is a variable. And again, this is a variable. So I have lots of variable into the code that I did. So let's see what we are going to discuss today. So we are going to look at collection. Is it necessary to practice codes which is written in the Panda community? I don't understand which code you are talking about. Practice for what? I mean, you can use the code if you have the required for that particular code. You
Good
can
morning, sir.
Yes, yes.
Sir, I have a doubt. Sir, we are importing some functions like import pandas HPD.
Mm-hmm.
So, is it necessary to learn those codes also?
No, not required. I mean, if you have desire, if you want to do it personally, then you can, but I would not recommend. If you wanna, if
Okay,
you
sir.
have, yeah, if you really wanted to learn yourself, you can. I mean, there's nobody stopping you from that, but I
Yes,
would
sir.
not recommend. Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
okay. And today I would expect more interactive session, and I need responses from you all so that based upon the interaction, I can shape up the session. If you have some difficulties, please share them with me. Any questions? You might think that it is silly, this question is silly, but no question is silly. You can ask. Okay. All right. So today we're gonna talk about collection basically. So let's see what I mean by collection in the programming languages basically. So let's say I want to store maybe names of students, maybe names of my friend, maybe names of the employee in my company, maybe names of the customers. It could be any names, I just wanted to store the names. So what do I have to do? Up till now, what we have studied, for that maybe we have to create different variables. So let's say for name one, we have to write it as name one is equal to, maybe call it Sayyid. Then maybe if I want name two, then call it to be Irshad. And then maybe name three to be yeah, it could be Sunidhi. Sunidhi, right? So now these name has been created. So if I want to access a particular name, I can just go and access it. But the one problem with it is if I want to store maybe 50 name, 100 name, 1000 names, so I'm not going to create 1000 variable or 100 variable or 50 variable for storing a particular name. So I need something wherein I can put, all these names maybe, right? So that's when the collection come into pictures. Now let's see. If I want to store different name, is there an easy way that without creating one variable, two variable, three variable, and so on and so forth, can I store them somewhere just by creating a single variable? Is there a way? And then I can access them individually. That if I want to access, Irshad, I can access Irshad from that particular variable that I will create. If I want to access Sunidhi, I can also do that. If I want two of them, if I want three of them, if I want all of them, maybe how can I do it? I mean, let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's look into it. So we'll create a variable. I'll give it a name, which is L1. So everybody is aware, right? What is the type of this name1, name2, name3? What is the type of name1, name2, name3? Are you guys aware, or we haven't discussed? Yeah, we have, right? Yes, it's string. So everybody is aware of this, right? This is a data type string. Now, if I want to store this particular data type and this particular data type with different variable, then I might need a different data type. We call that sort of data type to be collection, basically, where we can store multiple data types of same type. We'll see. Okay, so let's code and then maybe you will able to relate. So what I'll do, I will not create them again. I'll just pass in these variables. Let's see if I'm able to create the list with the variables or not. Let's see. Okay, you can create it with a variable as well. You can pass in the names as well if you like. Okay, let's see. Now I have created this variable, which is L1. So now somebody will say that yes, you have created a variable, but how can I access the name too? Am I able to see it? How is it storing it? Okay, so let's see how is it storing it. Let's print L_1. So yes, you can see it's storing them together. Syed, Irshad, Sunidhi. Maybe I can add multiple as well. Now you must be saying that yes, you have stored the variable, but I want to access single variable. So how can I do it? Yes, surely you can do it. So let's see how can you do it. Now then there is a concept which come into picture called indexing. So all of you are aware of indexing. If some of you are not, then I will explain it in depth. If you are, that's very good. Who is not aware of what is indexing? I'll explain it. Okay.
सर एक चीज पूछना है
Yes.
लाइक आपने नेम वन नेम टू नेम थ्री जैसे स्पेसिफाई किया है डिफरेंट नेम्स को, तो ये इंडेक्सिंग ही तो हुई है कि मतलब नेम वन पे सैयद है, नेम टू पे शाद है, नेम थ्री पे सुनिधि है।
हाँ, तो क्या पोर्शन क्या आपका?
इंडेक्सिंग तो आपने कर दी ना, तो अभी और मतलब इंडेक्सिंग आप पूछ रहे हो कि इंडेक्सिंग कैसे करते हैं, तो इंडेक्सिंग तो हो गई जैसे नाम नेम।
इंडेक्सिंग मतलब होता है बेसिकली पाइथन में कि मेरे को सिर्फ सुनिधि को एक्सेस करना है इसमें से, लिस्ट में से, या मेरे को सुनिधि और सैयद को एक्सेस
ओके
करना है, या
ओके
मेरे
ओके
को
ओके
सैयद और सुनिधि को एक्सेस करना है, या कोई भी परमुटेशन कॉम्बिनेशन लगा लो। उनको कैसे एक्सेस करूंगा? वो विद द हेल्प ऑफ इंडेक्सिंग करूंगा ना।
राइट राइट राइट
Right. So let's see how does it starts indexing. So first of all, see कि ये type कौन सी है before moving to anything. So मैंने बोल तो दिया है list है, but आप विश्वास तो करोगे नहीं मेरी बात पे. So let's see. Let's check the type of this. So yes, I was right. Yes, it is a list type. So this variable that I have created, it's a list type. Now I was saying I want to access particular variable. How can I do it? So it'll be possible because of indexing. So let's see what is indexing if somebody is not aware. So indexing is basically positioning. So where is this element? What is the position of this element? So you can access something with the help of position. Huh? You have a friend, maybe he's in Delhi, and you have another friend, maybe he's in Bangalore. So how you can access them? If you want to access a friend who's in Delhi, you want to meet him, you have to go to Delhi location. If you want to meet your friend who is in Bangalore, you have to go to Bangalore if you want to meet them. And if you want them, at a particular place, then first of all, you have to go to Delhi, you have to go to Bangalore, then you might bring them together somewhere in the middle. So this is how indexing works basically. So let's see. So in Python, how indexing starts. So this was also the type of indexing. This value is at 0 index. We have seen this concept already when we were discussing about this type. And okay, we'll see what type is it, but for now let's see. This is the index for these value. If I want to access these two value, I can access them with the help of indexing. That is possible. So it starts from 0 in Python. So if you might be thinking that if I want to access 3, then name 3, then I might use the index 3. So no, it will have index 2 because it starts from 0 1 2. Now that's very simple. Now we are aware it starts from 0 1 2. Now if I want to access name 2, which is Irshad, so how can I do it? I have to use the square brackets and I have to pass the number. I mean the position where my variable or which I want to access is available in that particular list. I have to pass the name of the list, and then right next to that I have to pass the square brackets. So if I want to access Irshad, how can I do it? I'll say number 1. I'll go and run it. I'll get the output. Now somebody will tell me, how can I access Sunidhi? How can I access Sunidhi? Type it out, please. Others also. Okay, Sunidhi can be accessed this way. If I want to access Syed, that can be accessed this way. Yeah. Now you must be saying that how can I access two variable at a time? Two variable I want to access. How is it possible to access two variable? Maybe the name, maybe name 1 and name 2, maybe name 2 and name 3. So how is that possible? Then there is a concept called slicing. So you can understand basically taking a slice, maybe of a cake, maybe of an apple. You have a whole apple, you don't want the whole apple, you want a slice of that particular apple. Or maybe a cake you can't eat a whole cake. You need a slice from that cake. So in the same way, we don't need the whole names, we need few of them maybe. So I'll take the slicing. Yeah, somebody want to
सर
say
वन
something? Anything want?
सर सर एक क्वेश्चन है। जो अभी आपने
Yes.
कोडिंग लिखी है L1 वाला, उसके अंदर जो जो ब्रैकेट टाइप है, ब्रैकेट टाइप इज डिफरेंट जो हम कल यूज कर रहे थे। तो इज दैट नेसेसरी कि ये वाला ब्रैकेट टाइप कलेक्शन में यूज होता है? लाइक ब्रैकेट टाइप का
हाँ
कोई
जी,
अलग
लिस्ट
मीनिंग
जब
है?
लिस्ट जब हमने लिस्ट को जब क्रिएट करना है ना बेसिकली, सो वी कैन ओनली क्रिएट विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस.
ओके
If I will not use this, then something else will happen because I have predefined data types ना कि इसके लिए क्या यूज होगा, उसके लिए क्या यूज होगा. So it is
ओके
predefined basically. It is not up to me. It's
ओके
defined by Python.
ओके
Okay. Anybody have any questions? So I have a question if you don't. So let's say that, sir, you have stored the character or maybe the string into it. I want to see that can I store, multiple characters because this was a name, right? So I can also do that. That is not going to be a problem. Let's say maybe I'll say par, which is maybe a paragraph or something. So I'll use the generic paragraph, which is hello world, maybe welcome to Python. Now maybe I also want to store some numbers, some integers. So maybe I'll say num_1 and I'll give it a number, maybe 700. Maybe I want to store some number which is a floating point number, which is a float value. I'll pass it a value which is 88, 89 point, maybe 78 something. So I'll run them and I'll go back to my list. I use a comma and I pass in the name, which is, sorry. Yeah, first of all, I'll screen par. Then what I'll do, I'll add a number, maybe number 2, and so on. And so this list is created. Num2 is not defined, my bad. Yeah, so this list is created. Now if I go and check my list, so all these things must have been updated into that particular list. I want it in capital. It doesn't look good. Yeah, it looks nice now. Yeah, it looks nice. Okay, now somebody will tell me that how to access the hello world welcome to Python string. Sayed, no, you don't reply. I will ask a particular person that will only reply. Who else? Okay. So Helena, can you hear us? Helena Channu, can you hear us? Please answer this question. How can I access this string, which is hello world, welcome to Python? Helena, can you hear us? I think she's not connected. Okay, Nikhil, can you hear us? Please type yes or no. Nikhil, can you hear me? No reply. Great. Trilok, can you hear me? Yes, yes. Okay, Helena. So tell me, how can I access hello world, welcome to Python? This one I want to access. What should I write? Do you want to answer it or no? Okay, yeah, please go on, try. So we'll try together now. Tell me what to write and we'll see the output. And everybody will see the output, yeah. So tell me, what should I write? I'll write it. Okay. 4. So this is not correct. No, it's not correct. Something else has to come. What should I write? Tell me again. Okay, forget. Why did you ask me to write 4? Can you tell me the reason behind it? Then maybe I can correct you. Please guys, respond faster, yaar. Respond faster. No, Sunidhi, I'm talking to Helena. Let me talk to her. Helena, would you like to reply to this? I thought, okay, so you were not listening when I was explaining. You were not connected at that point of time. Yeah, 0, 1, 2, 3. So see, 0, 1, 2, 3, right? It's at 3. Yeah, your connection is not good. I can understand that. If anyone else is having the same problem of connection, they're not able to hear me, any problem related to that? So you are the only one. Okay, so that's fine. So basically indexing, what is this? What is Trilog? This the L underscore per. What is it for? Connection problem. Yes, your internet might be slow. You need to have a good internet connection because the screen sharing is on, so it requires good internet connection. Otherwise, you'll have difficulties. If I pause the screen sharing, then might be you will be able to hear me. But now, am I audible to everyone? Are you facing, are you still, Neha, are you facing difficulties? Neha and Helena, are you still facing difficulties? No, sir. So yeah, that means your internet is slow. Your internet is slow, and because it requires good upload speed, download speed. So that is the reason, I guess. Yes, because of rain. Yeah, could be. Could be, yeah. So if I want to access something in the list, I have to do the indexing. So indexing starts from 0. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay. And it also starts in the negative direction. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So I know you will not just trust my words. So let's see. So yes, -1 is there, this value. And also I can say, what is this value? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. So I'll have to say maybe 5. Yeah. So it is possible in both the orders. Maybe you're not aware of the length of your string, and for which we have also have a function. But let's say you don't want to type the number, you'll just say -1 and it'll give you the answer. Yes. So Neha said there is a function. Yes, there is a function. So if somebody want to know about the length of a string, list, anything, they can use this function, length function. I'm giving the same command, but the output is not same. Which command you are giving? Check. First of all, check your list. Which are the variables you have in your list? Check that first of all. If it is different, so obviously the output is going to be different. So you can see now there is a catch. When I go and check the length, now Neha, can you tell me the length is giving me 6, but if I go check the indexing, it starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So why is it? I mean, Neha, can you help us with this? Why, when I'm checking the length, it's coming out to be 6? Neha will answer. Nobody will answer. So Neha, please help us with this. That why we are getting 6 as the length, but when I go and because I told you indexing starts from 0, it counts the element with 0 index as well. So what does that mean? That means it is going to count the number, na? How many variables are there? It is just going to start from there, right? So if I have 6 variable, the length is going to be 6. So the length starts from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on and so forth. Total number of elements. That's right. Yeah, that's the good way to put it. So length will give you the total number of elements in a particular list. So Ashima is saying from starting your 17. So you have created this list. If you run this list, this is the output you are receiving. Ashima, is this the output you are receiving? If you run this L1 under L1 L underscore 1, because I go back when I change these variable, I ran this line. No, sir, that means you haven't ran it. You need to run it. Do the shift plus enter to run this line. And all of you are following the same commands, right? Because I want you to code along. That is why I'm going very slow. So please everybody do code along. Yes, that's great. So everybody is doing code along. That's amazing. Right. Now I've talked about this, that indexing also starts from -1. So it's -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, or whatever it is. Let's say. So let's see, let's type -5 and let's see what is the output. So yes, I was right. Sayyid. So it's negative to be 6. Now let's see, is there anything else that I can pass in this, round, in these square brackets? What are the three? There are three things basically that you can pass in these brackets. First is going to be start, then you have to use the colon, then you have to pass the stop, then you have to colon again, then what do you have to pass? A step. What is this start, stop, step? Okay. So start is going to be your starting point from where you want to start the indexing. Stop is going to be your stopping point where you want the indexing to be stopped. And let me put it again, till this point, not including. Keep that in mind. It's not including the stop point, one before that. So if I say start from 1 up till 5, so it will cover 1, 2, 3, 4, not 5. Now what is step? Step is going to be, what is going to be my step size? If I start from 1, if I want to go to this point, how can I take a jump? That is the step. If I start from this point, I want to go to this point, I want to take a jump. So it is going to be uniform. You cannot say I can take a jump from this to this, then I'll take a jump from this to this. No, it is going to be uniform jump that you have to take. So everybody follows start, stop, step. This is very crucial. Okay, explain again. Okay, cool. So start is basically my indexing. When I'm doing the indexing, basically it can take 3 arguments, or 3, forget about the argument, it can take 3 variable or 3 input, you can say. So start is going to be my starting point, from which point I want to start my indexing. Stop is going to be the point up till which point I want the indexing or the slicing to happen. Till this point, not including. So if I go and write, I think if I write, then you will understand it. So if I say from 1 to maybe 5, so how many numbers I should see, or what are the numbers that I should see? One is which point? Which is 1 point? Which is 1? What is the 1 index? Tell me, Irshad. Tell me which is 1 index. This is the starting point, right? Which is the 1 index in the list? Irshad, I'm asking you questions, so please answer that. Yes, Irshad. And which is the 5th point? Which is the 5th point? Please answer, Irshad. Which is the 5th point? Which is the 5th index in this list? $89.78. Yes. So if I go and run this line of code, what should I receive according to you? I should receive from Irshad to 89.78, or I should receive up till this point. What should I receive? Tell me, Irshad, I'm asking you. First of all, Irshad will answer, then everybody can answer. So tell me, Irshad. Is it a very tough question? Okay. So I said if I start the slicing, and so you said the the index 1 is this position, right? So if I say it starts from 1 and go up till 5, which is this point. So if I run this, what should be the output? Because it is going to give me the slice, right? As I said, it is for the slicing operation. It is going to give me a substring or a few of the elements out of it. So up till which point I should see? That is what I'm asking. Okay, so I said, let's see. Okay, anybody wants to say something? Should we see up till this point or which point? I mean, we should see. He's saying 89.78. Rest of you can answer now. 700. Yes. So I said excluding the stop point. My stop point is 5. So excluding the stop point. It is up till the stop point. Up till means till that point, not including that point. So if I go and run it, this is what I am going to see. So Irshad, do you understand this now, or should I explain again with more example? Tell me. Tell me, Irshad, I'm waiting for your response. No response. Okay, fine, no problem. I'll move forward. Then please don't ask the same question again. Now that next thing is step basically. So what is step? So by default the step is 1. Okay, then what you can do, you can watch the video. Then I can't really help you, Irshad. I'm trying my best. So that is the problem that you have from your end. Maybe you can disconnect and connect back again. Maybe that would help. Maybe connect from your phone. That could also help. If you are using your laptop, connect from your phone. That would help. Okay. So the step size is going to be the step that I want to take. So if by default the step is 1. So by that means if I see, I'm not passing any step right now, but it is taking a step of 1. It was at this position, it is moving to this. So it has taken the step 1. That means if I want to skip this point, I want to go to this point, then I have to take the step of 2. Keep that in mind. So let's try. Let's run it. So what should be the output that I should see? I'm starting from 1 and going up till 5, and I'm giving a step size of 2. What should be the output that I should see? If anybody can hear me, please respond. Otherwise, I'll go and run it. Okay, let's run it. So I'll only see these two outputs, Irshad and hello world, because I am saying go and start from Irshad and take a step size of 2. It is going to go from this point till this point, and then it cannot take a second step because at this point my loop is terminating. No, you don't think right, Irshad, because you are missing on things, so you won't be able to understand. Go, maybe once you go and repeat this video, then maybe you can understand. Connect from your phone. So everybody follows. Explain again. Okay, cool. So let's make it 0. Now it should start from 0, right? Now what I'm saying, when it starts from 0, it is going to take a step of 2. So what is the step of 2? Step of 2, okay, let's reduce it to maybe 3. No, 3, not 2. Yeah. So if I say start from 0 and go up till 2, so this is the string that we should see. If I say start from 0, if somebody is still confused, I can show you the string also. If somebody have this question in their mind. Yes, so this is what I should see. But now when I'm passing this argument to be 2, what does that mean? That means I'm asking it to take a step of 2. So by step of 2, what I mean? I mean ignore this number or the string, whatever comes in between. Ignore it. Two indexes, this is 0, 1, 2, right? So it cannot take a step of 2 because this number is at 2. If I say 3, then it can take a step of 2. Then it is going to count it. It will start from this point and it will take a step of 2. So 1 is this, step 1 is this, leaving that number. Step 2 is this, and it's coming at this number. So this is the step of 2, leaving 2 numbers in between, and then moving to the third number. So do you guys follow? What do I mean by step size? Should I explain more? Everybody understand, right? Okay, great. So let's move forward, see what else we have. So yeah. So what all other operation I can apply? This was one of the operation that I can apply. There could be many operations that you can apply on a list. So let's see what else could be the operation. Let's see. So let's see that I want to change Irshad, maybe. I want to assign it to some other name, maybe to Lalit. So how I am going to do that? Maybe what I have to do, I'll have to say Lalit, sorry, I have to say the name of the list. Just hang on, let me, yeah. I have to say this, I want to change this now. When you are getting this error, Ashima, if you can share the screenshot, then maybe I can understand. Lalit. So it's going to give me an error. That means I cannot directly assign the name. What do I have to do for that? I have to pass the index. What is the index of Irshad? The index of Irshad is 1. So I have to pass 1. Now if I go back and run my string, so it was this Sayyid, Irshad, Sunidhi, hello world and all. Now if I go back and run my string, so now you can see it has been updated. So you cannot, because this might come in your mind, you want to change this, so you'll pass it in a square bracket and then assign to something else. This is usually happens, but this is not how you're gonna do it. This is the way that you can do it. Okay, now yeah, so what else is there? Let's see. Yes, so I can apply some operation on a string. So the question that you have, override the value of row while column equal to 100. So can we do this? Can we override this value? Okay, forget this one. Can we override the value of hello world and maybe assign it to Helena? Can we do that? So please write down your code for it. How can we do it? Ashima, you are doing something wrong. Share the code with me. I cannot, just by looking at the error, I cannot comment anything. I need to look at the code. So please, all of you, answer this to me. I want to reassign or change hello Welcome to the world of Python. To name of yeah, any name that you'd like. I mean, change it to Helena, so that everybody can have same answer. Change it to Helena. How do we do that? So share the code with me so that we can try. Don't go and run it on your system and then it will spoil the fun. So that we can learn together, na? That's the motive. So yeah, if I go back, run it, yeah, it's done. Syed also gave me something. So yeah, this is also work. This is gonna work. I mean, yeah. So others, they don't want to contribute. Gaurav also gave me something. Yeah, so everybody is right. All of you are right, absolutely. Great, great, great. So what else is there to talk? Yeah, this is covered. Yeah. Okay. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Hmm, 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 hmm. Type the data. So now what I'm going to do, basically, I'm going to import the CSV file. I have a CSV file, LSD math scores data CSV file. I'm going to import that file. So I will share it with you. So just give me a second, okay? So we will look at that how can we import the CSV file, and then what all operation we can apply. Can we change something on that CSV file? Now, because we have understanding of indexing, so we'll look into this. What all operation can we do? Because when we are doing any data manipulation, we are going to work with the CSV file. So just give me a second. Let me open that for you. Yeah, I need to upload the file. So we've covered this yesterday also, that how to upload the CSV file, and we'll look into it again. This is the LSD math score. So there was a research for it. We'll talk about this file, that why do I have this file, and what is this information. We'll talk about more in detail, maybe in the coming lectures that we have. So everybody understand the slicing? That's really good. So now you can go and download this file on your system. I've shared it with you, and upload in a particular section wherever you are doing these manipulation. Go and upload, select the file, LSD math score. It's already there, so I can't do it. If I go and delete this one, if you want to, yeah, so just go and select the file and click on upload. So yes, it's uploaded. I have it here. Please everybody do the same, and then we can proceed further. Once you have uploaded the file, please let me know so we all are on the same page. So Nidhi, it's in the chat window. Chat window. I have shared the Google link. Lalit has already done it. Yeah. Everybody, please do it. So all of you can follow along. Please type yes once you're done. Ajay, I just said go and upload the CSV file first of all. You can't download the file, but everybody is able to download the file, Helena. So what is the error you are getting? This is a system problem, you know, I can't really help. You can't. Why? What is the error? What is the error you getting? You have to download it. Okay, it's not CSV file. Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. So which file is it, Lalit? Why do I have .csv?
सर सर आपने जो लिंक शेयर करा है वो लिंक पे CSV फाइल नहीं है, मैंने ओपन करके डाउनलोड करा है। दैट इज अ नोटपैड फॉर PHVI IPYNB
अरे sorry,
फाइल है वो।
sorry, गलती से. Sorry, sorry. This is the one I should be sharing. So बताओ ना यार, if you will not tell me, sharing is off. Yes, this is the file, I guess. So sorry, guys. Okay, I'm sharing it here. You can download it. If you are not able to download, then I can share on WhatsApp.
सर इट नीड योर परमिशन टू
हाँ,
डाउनलोड।
यार मैंने करा तो हुआ है यार, enable है. It's enabled.
यस सर नो।
Can view comment advance. Edit से हो जाएगा ना, edit करके. It should work now. If not, then tell me. See, I haven't disabled the option to download the file. Copy in. It's enabled. You can download it. Downloaded. Okay, done. It's working. Great, great, everyone. So you just have to upload the file. So everybody have uploaded the file in the same directory where you have created the notebook. Cool. So now what we have to do, we have to import pandas basically, because panda is the library that we use if we want to import the CSV file. Just go right, import as pandas. Don't make any mistakes. It's pandas, not padas. Some people say, yeah. So run this cell. First of all, this is the cell that you need to run. Okay, now what do? I'll say data is equals to pd dot read underscore CSV. So if somebody wants to read about this, what it does, so they can do shift plus tab, yes, and click on the doc string. Oh, just hang on, let me add some lines here so that you can see it. More lines here, more, yeah, cool. Yeah, so if I go do shift plus tab, so you can go and read this. So basically what it does, basically it reads your CSV file. It should be, if it is in the local host, and this is my local host. Cool. Now what do? I need to pass the name of the file. Make sure the name is correct. Shouldn't be any mistakes in the name of the file. That will turn into errors. So just type the name. Oh no, I'm importing the wrong file. This is the one. So if I go run it, shift plus tab, so it is going to work. Now again, we've discussed variable assignment, right? So this is again a type of variable assignment. We are assigning the variable to this data point. Now if we want to see to a file, how does it looks like? So I can say print, then type the name of that variable, then I can print it. So this file has some values. We'll talk about more these values in the coming section. So please don't try to spoil the fun. Ask me what is this doing. So just consider them some variable. This is about time. This is the LSD ppm. This is some average math score. So we are going to do some manipulation on this file. So everybody is able to do it. Everybody is able to print it. If somebody is not, please ask what is the error you are facing. Otherwise, we'll move forward. Now, I said we have two types of data. I talked about string, I talked about integer, I talked about float, I've talked about list. Now let's check what is the type of this data variable that I have. Let's see. What is this type? What is this data called in a Python? So you will see, say, panda score frame data frame. So this is the type, data frame. So type that I have, it's a data frame. It's a part of pandas library. It's just like Excel, and we call it to be as data frame when we are dealing with these sort of files. So Ajay, and if anyone having any problem, Lalit, are you all able to do this thing? Please type yes or no, otherwise I'll keep continuing and I don't know which point you are on. You all are comfortable. Great, great, great. So now what do? We have this file, we print this file. Now what do I want to do is I want to add a new column. I want to add a new column into this data frame that I have. So I want to give that column a name, which will be, call it to be like data. The way we learned indexing, it is going to work same. The name of the variable, square brackets, and then you can pass the name of the column that you want. Maybe I want the column as to be test underscore, maybe subject or something. Subject. So you can pass any test subject. Call it to be everybody's favorite, which you all love, maths. So if I go run it, I will not get any output. So that means the changes are not there yet. Okay, let's see. Because I'm not getting output, so you might be thinking that there has no changes that we made. So let's see, let's run it. So there has been changes that has been made and it's there. We can see now the new column has been added, which is a test subject, or you can give it any name as well if you want. Call it to be test score subject. You know, this will add another column. Then if I go run it, new column will be added. So I don't want that. I'll run it, and then I'll only add one column. Yeah. So now I have one column which is about time, then about something ppm, then about test score, then about test score subject. So everybody is able to do this. Please explain the line again. Okay. So you remember slicing, I mean the assignment that we were doing in case of list. So we were passing the index and then we were passing the value that we want to change, but it is different in data frame because it's another data type. So that sort of operation, if you want to apply, what you have to do, you have to pass in the name of the column. If the column is there, it will make the changes in that particular column. If it is not there, then it will create a new column. Like I did. This is the data, this is the name of the variable. Then what I'm saying, check if there is a column named as test score underscore subject. And if there is, then if it has some other value, assign it to maybe maths. If it is not, then create a new one. Now let's say if there is already a column, so let's see, can we change it? I said it we can, but let's see, can we really? So let's go back, let's change it to not so favorite subject, maybe science. Or does it create a new column? Let's see. With the same name, let's see if it creates a new column with the same name, or does it change? So yes, it is going to change that value. If the column is there, it is going to look for the column first of all. Now, yeah, got it. Great. So that means if I want to access single column, I can do it. If I want to only access average math score and then store them in some other variable, maybe yeah, I want to access average math score. I want to make a new variable which is score, or call it to be score average. This is my new variable. Okay, what I'm going to do, I am going to extract, because this is my data frame and I want to extract only one column from this particular data frame. This column basically I want to extract. So what do I have to do? I have to pass the name of that particular variable in which my data frame is stored. And then I have to pass in the exact name of the column. Make sure there is no mistakes. If there is, you will feed into errors. So if I do it, if I go and run it, what will happen? So is it going to change the value of the score? Okay, let's see. So you can see this has created a new variable which is score average, assigned all the values in that particular column of that particular data frame, because sometimes you might need to extract a column in your data frame. Now let's go and check the type. What is the type? Is it still the data frame? Let's see. Let's check the type. Because whatever I'm going to say, you're not going to believe it. So yes, it has a type which is series. Now again, a new data type. So this is series. Now let me explain it to you. So basically this whole thing is a data frame and it is formed of series, different series. It has a series of time delay. It has a series for TPM. It has a series for test score. It has a series for test subject. Now somebody says, I don't want series. Uh, I want a data frame. So how can I do that? Really, you want a data frame? Okay, let's see. What can we do? Can we get it or not? So maybe give it a name, call it DF, data frame. And what do I do for that? Just try this, okay? I'll pass two square brackets and see what happens. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go and check the type of this thing. Okay, so I'll say type C, done. Now I have another data frame which is only about numbers. So that means you can extract a data frame from a data frame. it could be single rows, it could be multiple rows. So you can do that sort of operation. But now what I want you to do, I want you to do some manipulation. I want you to take the square of the average test score and then assign it to the, what should you do? Maybe to a different variable in that particular data frame. Test score, test score square something. This should be the variable. Score underscore square. So let me repeat the question again. What I want you to do, I want you to add a new column basically. So what the value should this column have? This column should have the square of the average test score. So do you know how can we take a square, or did I explain it yesterday or not? I think I haven't explained it. Okay. So how can we take a square? Okay, let's see. So if I want to take a square of 2, how can I do it? I just have to multiply, use 2 asterisk marks basically. Then it's a square, it's going to be this. If you want to take the square root, how are you going to do it? Put it in a bracket, then run it. So whatever power you want, you can do it. Maybe you want the cube root or something. Maybe cube, sorry, not the cube root. If you want the cube root, then you can say this. Yeah, so now that we know how to take a square, so I want you to create a new column which will be with the name of score square, and put it in a data frame, the same data frame that we have, and assign it the value of the average test score, take the square of those values. So please do it. I'm waiting for everybody's answer. I need answers from each and every one of you. I have 11 participants here. I need 11 comments. 11 answers I need. They could be same, they could be different, but I need 11 answers. Okay. So now I have 9 people, so I need 9 answers. Yeah, take your time. So how long is it going to take? Is anybody facing connectivity issue that you are not able to hear me? Is this the problem? I mean, that's fine, Helena. You can just give me the code. I'll try it. Okay. So Helena, you can give me the code. I'll try it for you. You can tell me what should I do. Just type out the code and I'll write it. So you have one last minute to solve it. Lalit, I need answers from you. Come on. Ajay, are you there? Are you with us? So Ajay, you said right, you're quite good with Python. So I need answers from you also. So what I'm saying is share the code with me. Whatever is coming in your mind, just share it with me so that everybody can see, how you're thinking. Everybody can see the outputs rather than trying it on your end, then sharing it with me. No issues, we'll get into error. That's fine. I mean, that's fine. Okay, I got a, this is what you did. Okay, great. Let's see. So what he did is this. Let's go and run it. So data, yeah. So you've done something. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna print this data. So this is not what I wanted. Yes, this is not right. Wrong. So what else can we do with this? Okay. So, okay, if you're not able to solve it, that's fine. So you can break it down. First of all, think of it. To solve this problem, what do you need? To solve this problem, first of all, you need this column. You need to access this column. That is the first thing. So Lalit, tell me, how can you access this column? If you want to access this column, want to print the value of this particular column, how you can do it? Oh, sorry. So when we ran the code, this is the output that we got. So this is what we don't want it. So let's break down this problem. Whenever we get problem, we break them down and we try to solve them step by step. So if you want to add a new column which will have values from this particular column, so you need to first of all access this column, right? So how can you access this column? How can you print only this column? Tell me how you are going to print a particular column. Tell me about that. What should you write for that? Nobody's able to follow. That's fine. I'll do it. So Ajay did it. Great, Ajay. So what is this average score DF? You have you've created another. What is this average score DF? If I go run it, it will give me error because it's not defined in my system. Okay. Okay, yes, this is what I was talking about. So he break down this problem first of all. He break it down. So he did it with the help of data frame. Mhm. So yeah, I see. So this is the type. If I go and check the type, it's going to be a data frame. Now if I go and run it, oh sorry, data, I have to change it, the name. because otherwise we'll get into problems. Yes, now if I run it, oh sorry, yep, great Ajay, you solved it. So now let's go and check the data. So somebody, if you have a calculator, you can take the square of 78 and then you can find if it is right or not. Or we don't need a calculator. Python is also a calculator. So let's check it. So yeah, so let's see how he solved this question. First of all, let's try to understand. So he break down this problem into two parts. First of all, he extracted this particular column, this one right here, the average maths test score, and then he assigned it to a variable. And then what he did, he multiplied that particular variable. He took the square of that particular variable. So do you guys follow what exactly he did? This can be done in one step also. We can do it this way. If I tell you the simplest way to do it, you'll just say, because you can extract value just by passing this only. That was for something, the using double square brackets if you want extract something in the form of data frame. But we are not concerned about data frame or series. We can extract the values, and then what we can do, we can just multiply them. Take a square. If I run this line, this will work. So everybody follows. Okay, great. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a break for 15 minutes and then we'll start. So it's 12:20. So we'll start at 35. Okay. Everybody is cool with that? We can take a break for 15 minutes. Okay, great. Okay. Okay, bye-bye. You can have a coffee or water, whatever you like. So everyone is back. Gaurav is saying that tried this code but not getting the correct value. Which code you tried? Okay, why we use double square bracket? Sunidhi is asking. Basically, we use double square bracket. If we use single square bracket, we'll get the output as a series. So let me show you. So if I go, this is my data, right? This is my data. So what I'm gonna do, let me show you that. Let's say data, and then maybe pass in lsdppm. Go run it. I'll get the output. Definitely, I'll get the output. But if I go and check the type for it, so you notice the difference. So basically, this is a series. Oh, sorry. Okay. Now, so this is my data, right? This is my data that I have, and what I want to do, I want to, Gaurav, that's not the right code. That's not how I explained. Please pay attention, everyone. So what I'm saying is, I want to extract this particular value. I can extract it with the help of single square bracket as well. That is possible. If I go and say data, which is my variable in which all the data is stored, this one right at the top, you can see. So I want to access maybe this value. So what do I do for that? I need to go and just pass in the square bracket the name of that particular column. If I go run it, I will definitely have the output. But if I go and check the type, what is the type of this thing, this output that I'm getting? So okay, I'm sorry. So this is series. Now notice the difference. Okay, now let's say I'm using the same code, but the only difference is I'm using double square brackets. If I go run it, you will notice the difference. So Sunidhi asked, right? Sunidhi, are you able to recognize the difference? Okay, cool. So Gaurav is saying, Gaurav, you are saying I need to do this. This is the way to go about it. First of all, I'm create with what is happening with this column. What is happening with this line of code? This is creating a new column in my data frame. See how I did it at this point, basically how I did it. Right, exactly. So I need to, what exactly you are writing? Just check your code first of all. You are saying square is equal to average test score. So you are doing the variable assignment. That's not how it works. This is a data frame. So we have to keep that in mind. Now, first of all, I want to extract that particular column in which I want to apply the operation. I want to apply the operation on this particular data. How can I extract it? I can extract it with this command, with this line of code. Yes, this is how I can extract. You can pass in any value, you'll be able to extract it. Now, if I go, I can multiply it with anything. Maybe I can add in something, let's add 1 to it. You can see, notice, let's say I want to subtract 1. These sort of mathematical operation, it's possible, subtracted. If I go back, if I add 1 again. Yeah, if I go back, if I take a square. So I can do any operation. That's never a problem with it. Because you will always be, you will be performing lots and lots of operation on your data frame, on your series. Must be in, see, you are passing the name of a different, you have created a variable which is data, your data is defined as in lowercase? Lalit, I have a variable. Okay. So what is the code you are writing? Share the code with me. I can look into it. Then I can see. Okay, data dot average math test score. So this is the value you want to extract, right? Then go back and run this command maybe. Load your data again in this variable. If is it lowercase data, uppercase data, whatever is, go back and run this command again. Load the file. And then run the other command. Or do one thing, go and restart, clear the output from the kernel, go to kernel, restart, clear the output, then load your data again. Cool. Okay, we all are on the same page. We can proceed further. Okay, cool. So what is it? So I have another challenge for you guys and see if you can do it. I want you to create a list called column list and put LSD PPM and average PPM maths test score inside. So it's possible, it's doable, that we can create a list column. The name of the list is going to be column list, and I want to pass in these two variables. Can you do it? Yeah, please do it. Yeah, create the list. So everybody done? Have we created a column list which has two things in it, PPM and average test score? Share the list with me, the one that you have created, so I can look into it. Okay, I guess I have to do it on my own. No problem. If you don't want to learn, that's completely up to you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pass in two variables. I'm going to say LSD PPM, and then I'm going to say the other one, the average test score. Now I have a list, which is this one. If I go and print my list, let's see what I'm able to see. So yes, I have this. Now what I want to do, I want to create another data frame which will have only these two columns. So how can I do it? Maybe I can say this data as a clean data. I'm giving this variable name to that new data frame that I will be creating. Because now we have seen that we can create a data frame from a one data frame by using single column. Now we're going to look into it. But can we create a data frame by using multiple column? Is it possible? That's what we are trying to tackle. So I'll pass in the data variable and then I'll pass in my list. How do I pass it? Yeah, I think I need to pass it in this way. Let's see it works out.
सर ये कॉलम लिस्ट वाला कमांड मुझे समझ नहीं आई.
कॉलम लिस्ट कॉलम बनाई है मैंने, कॉलम एक लिस्ट बनाई है ना मैंने, जिसमें दो चीजें पास करी हैं.
ओके, मतलब एक न्यू रो, मतलब एक न्यू सेल बनाए जिसमें एक कॉलम है एलएसडी और एक कॉलम है एवरेज मैथ टेस्ट स्कोर।
नहीं, अभी बना कॉलम, मैंने अभी कोई कॉलम नहीं बनाया, मैंने सिर्फ लिस्ट बनाई है, कॉलम लिस्ट, कोई कॉलम नहीं ऐड हुआ है।
ओके ओके
सिर्फ मैं बेसिकली एक डेटा फ्रेम, नया डेटा फ्रेम बनाना चाहता हूँ जिसमें ये 2 कॉलम होंगे।
ओके 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 ओके, उसमें दो लिस्ट बनाई है, ठीक है
हाँ, तो इसलिए मैंने लिस्ट तैयार करी ना, ये मेरी लिस्ट ऐसी दिख रही है।
ठीक है ठीक है।
So if I go and check this clean data, now I will have 2 columns, LSD ppm, average test score into it, right? So, but if I want to check the type, what is the type? So guys, tell me what should be the type of this data frame that I have created. What will be the type? Please type out your answer if anybody would like to. If not, that's completely fine, your choice. Somebody saying it's float. Okay. Okay, float. Okay, let's see. What is it? It's a data frame, guys. Why it would be a float? We are dealing with data frame. This is a column of a data frame, basically. We are passing in this column. How we extract the data frame from a single data frame? Let's go back. This is my original data frame, right? This is how it looks. So if I want to extract a single column, how can I do it? Might be I have to say this, you know, let's do it somewhere here. What do? I'll say data, and then I'll say maybe I want to check the LSD ppm. LSD, I'll say ppm, right? So the columns type, if I go inside the column, then the type is float. But if I check the type for this whole thing, the combination of all the rows and the columns, so the type is going to be, let's see, is going to be series, because it's a single row. So, sorry, it's a single column. Now in this case, I am creating double columns basically. So do you guys follow? Okay, great. Now this is a challenge for you. Do it, then we'll move forward. I'll give you 2 minutes. No, Sunidhi, that's not right. I have explained you this thing multiple times, how to do it. Let's see. So what was the challenge? Create a variable called x, set it equals to the value of LSD ppm. Make sure the data type of X is a data frame. Print X and show the type of X. So that was the question. So if I go and run it, I'll get an. So if I go check the type of it, let's see. It's a string. You are doing the variable assignment here. How this is related to a data frame? Think of it, Sunidhi. How is it related to any which way with data frame? This is not related to data frame. You are just passing a string. That is what I want you to understand. Okay, this is not related to data frame anyway. Okay, any other answers? I need more answer, guys. I need more interaction. I don't know why you guys. Okay, so I'll solve this. Create a variable called X. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a variable called X and set it equals to the value of LSD ppm. So I have a data. The values of LSD ppm are in the data frame that I have. A variable which is defined here. This one, these value I need. So what do? If I want to extract the value from it? So I'll have to say LSD underscore ppm, right? If I go and if I now, what do I need to do? I need to print it. They said print it and make sure the data type is frame. Yeah, I'm able to print it. Now let's check the data type for it. Let's check the data type. So the data type is series, and I think Sunidhi, you are the one who asked this question that why do we use double quotes or single quotes? Who asked this question? Double quotes and Sunidhi. Yes, you asked this question, right? And I answered this. So okay, anyways, so let's see how can we solve it. So we have to use double square brackets. Okay, if I go run it, it will show me this. It will show me this. Yes, so Ajay, I need the output to be data frame. So I guess you know how to convert it to data frame. Anyways, I have talked about this. Now, the data frame was used in a previous notebook. This was a series, this was a series. The combination of them was a data frame. Now I have seen I can create a data frame with single column. I can create a data frame with multiple columns also. I can extract a data frame from one data frame. I can extract series from one data frame. So do you have any questions based on this, or we can proceed further? Okay, great. Now what we are going to do, let's see. So yeah, so now if I go back and check my data, it looks like this. It looks very messy. I don't need, if I want to delete this column, what do? Use the delete function. I'll say data and I pass the row that I want, column, sorry, that I want to delete. List cannot be converted into data frame. I haven't heard and I haven't tried to do this myself. You can, I mean, you can. We are extracting data frame from a data frame. If we have a data frame, then we are extracting it. We are not creating data frame now. So if I go and check my data and see if it is deleted or not, yes, it is deleted. I also want to delete this square. So go back and do it, check it. Yeah, it has been deleted now. Cool. So now when we were dealing with this first day, we were talking about a lot about, you know, these different modules and all that stuff. So how does these modules work basically? So I've explained this yesterday also. I thought of explaining it today, but I guess I've explained it yesterday. So do anybody wants more description on how these module work? Can we create our own module and then can we import it? Obviously we'll discuss that, but anybody want more description about the modules and all, how what these are?
Sir, sir, actually, I just want to know कि like there are so many libraries. Okay, so which library is best for which data? How to analyze this?
No, library is not related to data. First of all, library, why we need a
No, no, no.
library?
Like
Mhm.
data frame is for say, I mean call ये series like series के लिए database होता है. Regression is to understand the graphical manners में. तो एक मतलब इज दैट एनी काइंड ऑफ वेबसाइट जिसमें पता चल जाए कि भाई ये अगर आपको कॉलम वाइज देखना है डेटा को तो ये सीरीज वर्क करेगा.
ये पांडास के फंक्शन है ना सारे पांडास.
ओके ओके
सो पांडास की डॉक्यूमेंटेशन पे आप जा सकते हो, पढ़ सकते हो if you want to
ओके
know more in detail. Pandas की functionality use कर रहे हैं ना. So now what we are going to do, we are going to create our own maybe call it a module, call it a small library or functionality, and then we are going to import it into this notebook. And then whatever functionality I would have created, see, isn't it magic? First of all, think of it that somebody have created a file which is stored in some cloud location, maybe in some data center. They have written the code and they have defined all these functions, and we are able to use that function. Isn't it magic? But it's not a magic basically. So we'll try to do it. Let's see if it is really a magic or whatever it is. Let's see, can we do it? So what we're gonna do, go back to this section and then open your notepad. Go and open your notepad. No, I don't want to use this. Maybe, yeah, notepad. Everybody please open your notepad. So what I'm going to do, I am going to create a function in this file, and then I am going to import that function in my notebook to make you understand how modules work, how somebody would have created this function read underscore CSV, and how we are able to import it and use it, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open my notepad. Everybody is on the notepad. Great. So I'll say def, and then this is a way to define a function. This is how we define functions. So I'll say def, then I'll pass the name of the function that I want. So maybe I'll say sum. I'm creating a function for maybe sum, or whatever name you want to give it, you can. Maybe I'll say add, and maybe it takes two arguments, a and b. It takes in two numbers, and you can add those numbers. So what I have to do, I have to use a return statement, and then I'll just simply say a plus b. This is the command that I'm going to do. Okay, don't use this command. You might not understand it for now. Let's say what do? Maybe we ask for a name, right? Maybe we ask for a name, then we say, okay, before going to this section, let's create this function in notebook so you can understand what exactly is happening there. Let's create this function. Maybe we want to welcome somebody. If I'll call this function to be hello, or call it to be maybe greetings. I want to greet someone. So what do I need for that? I need the name of that person, right? I need the name. So I'll say maybe X name, whatever you like. You can give it any argument inside it. Maybe I'll say name. Then I use this colon, press enter. Then I will say print say hello, or I'll use these. Okay, yeah, these maybe. And then I'll say hello, the name of that person, welcome to welcome to my notebook, or something that you want to give it, notebook. Then I'll say dot format. Then I'll pass the variable name. Then I run it. Now this is the function that we have created. Now if I want to use it, how can I do it? If I create it in Python, I mean in the notebook. So I'll say greeting, maybe then I pass some variable, maybe I'll say Gaurav or anything that you like. Maybe Gaurav, yeah, I'll pass this. So this is the output that I should be receiving. Hello Gaurav, welcome to my notebook. So this is what functions are basically. So do you understand what I'm trying to do here? I'm going to create a different function, and I'm going to create that function in the notebook, in the in the notepad, sorry. So do you guys understand this before I jump to that section? Yes, it's a function topic in Python. Yes, it is. Okay, cool. So what function should we create? What function should we create? I mean, yeah, it could, yeah, lambda functions also there, but we are not going to talk about the lambda function now. Nobody's going to understand that, at least at this stage, because we haven't discussed for loop or if else statement. We haven't, so they might not understand it. I'm just trying to give them the relatability with this module, that how this module thing is happening, how they are able to import something, how is it even possible, or can they do it, can they create their own module which they can import or which they can make global if somebody wants to use them, you know. So that is what I'm trying to do here. That is the motive. So maybe I create the same function again, and maybe I'll say morning. I'll create a function, maybe morning. We are wishing good morning to someone. Okay. So for that also we need the name of that person. That is going to be my variable name, and need to use colon. Then once I got the name, then I'll say that hello, then these placeholders, and I'll say good morning. Sorry. And I'll say maybe how are you? And then I use the formatting. I'll say format and pass in the variable which is name. So I'm not going to run this function. First of all, what I'm going to do, I'm going to clear the output so that this function is not there. I haven't run this cell, so that means this function is not defined. So if I'm going to run this now, this is also not going to work. It's not going to give me any output because I haven't defined this function. Also, I haven't run it, so I'm just creating it just because so that I don't get any indentation error. So I'm going to exit, go to my notebook, and I'm going to paste this function here. So first of all, I'll select it, and just hang on. Yes, so this is the format that I have. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go at the section save as, and maybe I'll say to this file as, maybe call it to be live. This is the rule of life, you know, we do greetings, and I'll select save as type all files. Then I'll say .py file. This is going to be my Python file now. If I go and save it, maybe I'll save it somewhere here, save it, and I'll show you this file, that yes, it is a Python file or not. So yes, this is a Python file that I have just created. So all of you are able to do it or not? Because I guess that's useless asking you because you never respond. So I'm going to upload it. I'm going to go and upload this file, another live file that I have. No, I don't want this file. I want another file that I've just created. So I've created this file. So I will select the file and I'll upload it. Okay, I already have it here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete this file first of all. Yeah, so it's there now. So if I go click on that file, it will open like this. So yes, I have defined this function morning. If I want to make changes, I will be able to do it. Now I haven't defined this function in my notebook. If you want, you can try the greeting function, or what are the function that we created? Is it greeting? Yeah, morning, no? So you can go and try this function running in. Maybe write morning, then pass in the arguments, say maybe we want to wish morning to, maybe wish morning to Lalit, right? So if I go run it, it will give me an error because it's not defined. So what I'm going to do, I am going to make the import. I'm going to import this file. Okay, so let's see how does that turn out to be. Now I will say that import live. It's done. Now I have this file. I can also say as maybe an alias, give it lf or whatever you want to give it. Maybe give it something, this, run it, this will work, right? So I'll give it simple name, which will be lf. If I go and check the type for the lf, what is the type? So yes, it's clearly saying it's a module. So a library is built up of different modules. So module, because one library, one single library in a single library you cannot define all the function. You need a systemization, you know, you need different maybe files, different function for doing different things. So in a library we have different modules. For reading a file we have a different module. In that they have defined what can you do with that particular file, what are going to be the arguments, and we'll see more of it. Just give me a second, guys. Give me 1 second, please. Okay. So Ajay is saying calling modules or function in the current file and functions is available in the file. Import is a command to call the file name from that function. Import is going to, we're going to call the file name first of all. You are absolutely right. This is the file name. So if you want to know more about it, you can go into your program file, then you can look for Anaconda. There will be lib folder, and there will be a lot of files that you will find. When you go to the pandas folder, there is some problem with my system. Settings are messed up, so I won't be able to show it. But if you go in your files, in your program files where you have Anaconda installed, there will be lib folder, something like that. Then there will be another folder. Then you will find a folder which is for pandas. If you go to pandas folder, they will have different py files defined for different stuff. So we are importing those particular files basically. So in this case, I have created a simple file, so I'm just importing that particular file. So that file is a module. So these different stuff that I've done yesterday, it was only possible just because of module. The plt.scatter, plt is a module basically. I've imported pyplot, matplotlib. You will see this thing, that what is this, how can I do this thing in my file? Is it possible to do this function in my file? So let's see, then might be you find the relativity, so what I'm going to say, I'll say maybe, I mean, I don't need to import it, it's there. So what I can do, I can just say lf, because this is how we were using it, right? We said like import this, and then we were using plt dot scatter dot, we have to use before the function. So I have a function which is, let me open it again, I just forgot the name all the times. It's greeting, or morning, sorry, morning. So I'm just gonna say lf dot morning. Yes, Ajay, so are you asking this question, or are you telling this to me? Is it a question, or is it what exactly you're trying to say, Ajay? I mean, I don't get it. So lf
हेलो
dot, yes.
सर मैं अभी जस्ट आई एम ट्राइंग टू सेव दिस नोटपैड इन py folder, py format, but it's not getting saved in py format.
नोटपैड जो, ये वाला नोटपैड जो बनाया था,
Yes sir.
सो फाइल पे जाओ, क्या आपके पास क्या यूज कर रहे हो, विंडोज,
What?
विंडोज 10,
Yes, Windows 10.
विंडोज सेव एज पे क्लिक करो, देन नीचे दिख रहा है ना आपको,
Yes.
सेव एज टाइप्स। सो
Okay.
आपका सिलेक्ट होगा टेक्स्ट डॉक्यूमेंट डॉट टीएक्सटी सिलेक्ट होगा, उसको
Yes
चेंज
sir.
कर दो ऑल फाइल्स में, सिलेक्ट दैट एज ऑल
Okay.
फाइल्स, अदरवाइज फाइल का फॉर्मेट कुछ और आ जाएगा,
Okay.
py.txt ऐसे कुछ बन जाता है, फॉर्मेट कुछ और आ जाता है। सो ऑल फाइल सिलेक्ट कर लो, देन इट विल वर्क,
Okay.
देन सेव
हो
इट,
गया.
देन सेव इट। हो गया ना? ओके कूल। सो अपलोड कर दो फाइल को यहाँ पे जाके। एटलीस्ट यू आर आस्किंग क्वेश्चन, आई रियली अप्रिशिएट दैट मैन। Just I'm clarifying my thought. Yeah, you are absolutely right, Ajay. You are absolutely right. Great. Okay, so now I want to use the function. What was the name? Yeah, morning, right? Morning function I want to use. So what does the morning function takes the argument? The morning function takes in the arguments a name. I can pass in a name. So let's see. I'm gonna pass in Lalit, and let's see. Let's run it. So name is not defined. Okay. So let's go back to it. Okay, there was a problem in the file. So sorry, guys. I'm using different. There is a problem. Yeah, I'm sorry. So I'll go and I'll save it. I'll close this. I'll jump back and I'll import it again. And this is again going to be the module. If I go run it, name is not defined, I think. Okay, just give me a second, guys. Okay, my kernel is ready. Yeah. Okay, let's import it then. It's there. Yeah. So you can see, and this is how we were doing. We plotted scatter. This is how the title was working. This is how X label was working. This is how show was working. So somebody have already written code for it. I'm just using that particular function dot show dot lem, and I have read what arguments it can take. So it can take multiple arguments. First of all, you know, every function that we have, if we go to the documentation, the module, different modules that we have, data frame, if you go to documentation, do shift plus tab, I mean, you will see, I mean, it will not work right now because it's not defined. I have to run all the files, and you will find that it has lots of arguments to take. In my case, if I go back and if I change my function a little bit, I say morning, and maybe I say, what should I write? I mean, I don't know, maybe I ask him for a coffee or something, you know. So I'll say coffee. I ask him for a coffee. Would you like to have a coffee or something? So I'm gonna say this coffee, or make it tea, or whatever you like of your choice. Then how are you? And I can say, would you like a tea? Would you like a tea? And and then I use again these, and then I go and mention it here also that it's a t. It's a fixed variable basically that I'm using, so it's a t. So I have to save this file. You can see whatever changes, when I'm making some changes, you can see there is a star in this file. The star signifies that the changes that I made, they are not saved. So I have to go to the file and I have to save them if I want to use it, and then I have to go and you know, run it again, run the cell again. Now if I'm going to run this cell, I might get into errors because I have defined my function is going to take 2 arguments, and I have defined them as to be, you know, or you can say necessary argument. You have to pass those arguments. So if I go run it, it hasn't updated again. I have to restart my kernel. It is using the previous file only. Yeah. So if I go do this, so see, now it is missing. See, it is giving me an error. Morning is missing one argument, one positional argument. So I have mentioned 2 arguments basically. So if one of them is going to miss, it is going to lead to error, right? So I have to pass it as it is. I have to say t. So now if I run it, it will work up and fine. This is the way that I've defined the function. It's different. I mean, just forget it. But this is, you know, I would just want to point your attention towards this. You can also give it like name. You can assign it to a variable that we have talked about here, that name. So you can say name is equal to Lalit. You can also say name is equal to this variable Lalit. And you can say, then I have to mention this also. This is t. This variable is t. So yeah, it is going to work. So yeah, I have to go back. I've messed it. So let me save it. There's something wrong with it. Let me go and restart the kernel again, clear the output. Let me make it better. If I go run this, this should work. Now, see, cool. Or also what I can do if I missed on this. So see so if I start mentioning the variable name, if I start at this point, I have to mention rest of all the variables name basically. It is not going to take them automatically. But if I leave the first variable, let's see if we are going to run into errors or not. No. But if I have a third variable, maybe let's say if I have a third variable and I'm not passing the name for that, what is that variable is for, I'm just saying maybe it's some number, maybe I'm talking about the day, today is the first day, last day, whatever it is. So if I go run it, it will lead into error. That means when I start passing the name of the variable, from that point I have to pass the name for all the context variable that I will insert. So do you understand now how these things are working basically? How is it possible? Why it has X, why it has regression dot plt predict, why it has the color, line width, all that. Are you able to understand? Are you able to feel the relativity between this thing? Please type yes or no. Great. So I guess all of you have created this file and must have ran it. So yes, of course, always need to learn more. Inside the parentheses, yeah, it's called parameters. Yes, that's right. That's right. We'll talk about these, things more when we go into, talking about creating our own function. We'll talk about more on these when we create our own function. Okay. Now there is a question, there is a challenge for you. Let's see if you are able to do it. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is the last one, then we'll wrap up the session. So there is a challenge for you. So what do you have to do? You have to go to the, you have to import the math module, and you have to print the value of pi and print out the value of e. So let's take the help of Google. How can we do it? I'll help you and then you'll solve the problem. Import maths in Python. So it's going to take me to the maths documentation. This is the maths module. This is a maths module that we have in Python. So I'm going to look in for my function, which is do I have does somebody have defined the value for pi and the value for e in their documentation? So and I would encourage you all, if you want to learn Python, then I would encourage you to go and read documentations. So in math, I have these two things. It's defined there with pi and with e. It's defined. So how can we extract this value? Read it and then tell me how can we do it. Ajay, let everybody do it, man. Okay, he did it. Okay. So you also go and read it and let's see. Let's see if it's right or not. Yeah, so he did it. So basically what he did, basically, if I, you can remove it, it's just the string, it doesn't matter, you can remove it, but he's just saying you can pass it anything. You can say value for pi, even you can just say maybe value of pi. You can say maybe value of e or exponential something. So m dot pi is going to go, first of all, what we are doing, we are importing maths as m. So if you want to use any functionality of maths module, we will be using m. So they have defined clearly in the documentation that you can use it just by saying maths dot pi, maths dot e. So if I, oh sorry, if I go back, if I keep it as it is, if I just do it, then I run it, it will lead to errors. No, I have to go and change the kernel. Yeah. Now if I run it, it will give me errors because I'm importing it as maths and I'm using it as m. So m is not defined for it. So what can I do for it? I can just say maths dot pi, the way it was written in the documentation. right? This is how it was written in the documentation. If I go run it, now it will give me the output. So I hope this is clear to everyone. If it is not, please ask.
हेलो
Yes, yes.
सर जैसे आपने बताया था कि इंपोर्ट मैथ्स एज एम या इंपोर्ट
Hmm.
मैथ्स, तो अगर हम
Hmm.
एज एम लिखेंगे तो वैल्यू ऑफ पाई एम एम हमने इसीलिए लिखा है कि एम हमने डिफाइन कर दिया मैथ्स को एज अ एम, राइट?
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
अगर उसको डिफाइन नहीं करेंगे एम एज अ एम को, तो उसको हमें
Hmm.
पूरा लिखना पड़ेगा एम ए टी एच।
Right, right,
ओके,
right. Basically, it's a name that we are giving to our variable.
नेम।
राइट,
ओके,
जैसे आपका नेम में भी आप ऑफिस में आपको कुछ और बुलाते होंगे, ललित बुलाते होंगे, घर पे कुछ और बुलाते होंगे। सो आपको अगर
ओके,
ऑफिस में कोई बुलाएगा तो मे बी आप उसकी बात ना सुनो, क्योंकि
राइट,
ऑफिस में किसी को नहीं पता आपका नाम वो है, ना आपने किसी को बताया है, तो आप इग्नोर करोगे वो चीज को कि भाई इसको तो पता नहीं है, अगर मैंने हाँ बोल दिया तो अगली बार इस सब में कोई इस नाम से बुलाएंगे। सो वैसे ही है, मतलब एक नाम
राइट।
है, सो जो फंक्शन आप उसके अकॉर्डिंगली परफॉर्म करोगे ना, तो घर पे आप कुछ और फंक्शन परफॉर्म करोगे जिस नाम से, ऑफिस में आप कुछ और फंक्शन परफॉर्म करोगे, तो वैसे ही मतलब इसे रिलेट कर सकते हो।
ओके,
Cool. So let's do one thing. Let's download this notebook and let's share it with you so that you can look into it. And if you have some question, you can come. So just give me a second. If anybody have any questions, you can ask. Nobody have no question. This class is intelligent. I have to say, you guys are very intelligent. It was good hands-on session. Thank you, Ajay. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was for your understanding. If you don't want to do it, it's up to you. I mean, it's your choice. Which is giving you the understanding how the modules work, Helena. If you don't want to do it, you can also use IDs. There are different IDs that are available. Notebook file also. Okay, notebook file you need. Okay, give me a second then. I have to download it. Okay, let me upload it. Just hang on. Where is it? Give me a second, guys.